mom of 3 kids, paying bills. That's all I felt like I'm doing. And this helps so much when I get home. It's unreal. I can only work so much. And
there are people that aren't too sure how they're going to eat a week from now or even tomorrow. They don't have the resources to purchase food, or in some cases they don't even have a stove that they cook on. They cook everything in a microwave. They don't have a pantry full of food. They don't have a freezer full of food. You know, we live in a very rural county. There are 3,000 plus people in Champaign County that the government even identifies the fact that they don't have a lot of money. And the fact that we're affecting 850 plus of them every month is a pretty dramatic number. And the generosity of our church in supporting this ministry for now almost 20 years has been outstanding. God continues to show up in a very dramatic way.
For a long time, I worked with computers and lived in the Columbus area. That was a good ride for a while. Eventually, I became disabled through a chronic headache problem. And that was a real strain on my life and changed my life quite a bit. I married my wife when I lived in Columbus, and we were renting and struggling. I was living on disability, and we were raising 3 kids together. She found a means to get a mortgage with no money down, and had to be rural, and we settled on Woodstock. It was a struggle because my disability income was the only income, and as you can imagine, that's not a tremendous amount of money. So we took advantage of the food pantries pretty quickly. I don't remember when I discovered this one, but Urbana and Champaign County have been very gracious and generous to us. And we have been reliant on them probably once a week for most weeks for quite a number of years.
Is the WhereHouse an act of charity or is it an act of justice? I believe it's an act of justice. I'm reminded of Micah chapter 6 verse 8, where it says, the Lord has told you what is good, and this is what it requires of you, to do what is right, to love mercy and to walk humbly with your God. And other versions even say to do justice and to do what is just, right? You think about a judge, he judges what's good and what's bad and what's right and what's wrong, and we are worshiping the God who is the judge, right? And he's called us to do justice. And there are people who've had a lot of wrong done to them, and to restore them to their proper dignity, their proper light, their proper calling as children of God is something that we're called to do. So the WhereHouse Food Pantry, again, is not just a Band-Aid. It's not just a box of food. It's an act of dignity that says you deserve this, and we want you to know that when you have these things, you're just like us. You're being restored to right calling and right standing with God.